What's up guys, I'm Chris and today you're watching a magic review on the Apex wallet by Sealey version 4. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and any questions or comments, just enter them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to join the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access group over on Facebook. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss a video or a review. Alright, so today we are looking at the Apex wallet. Now this is the fourth batch that was made, so there are quite a few improvements from the first, which I don't have, so I do have a list of things that Tom let me know was improved with this version. So I'm going to go through that. I'm going to show you guys everything that this wallet does and give you my opinion on it. So what is the Apex wallet? The Apex wallet is a wallet that does a number of things. So this has a peek. It also has a load function, which you can do card to wallet. You can load in predictions. You can also load in small objects like a ring or a coin. This does have the capability of doing a card or ring to envelope. It also has multiple switch features. So I'm going to go over what you get, and then I'm going to take everything out of the wallet and show you the different features without really exposing things too much. All right, what do you get? So you're going to get the Apex wallet itself. You actually get quite a bit of stuff here. It's going to come in, this is the packaging, so it comes in a box like this. Inside you have one of these frame things that it's all packaged in, so when you're done or when you're not using the frame to hold the contents, these are one of those frames that you can display a number of things in and have them set on your desk or a shelf or whatever. You'll get the wallet in here, and then you will also get a tube or a slide for the small object load into an envelope or into the zippered compartment. Now this will be for coins or rings. You'll also get a slide, so you'll need this if you are loading a card or prediction into an envelope. You will get a number of envelopes. There's one thing I'm not going to expose, but yeah, you'll get a number of envelopes. You can just pick these up. When you run out, you can pick these up on Amazon or whatever, stationery store. Just regular pay envelopes. That's what I'm not going to expose. Some bigger envelopes. You'll get the tutorial link. This here, I'm going to show you what this is. This is one of the, this allows you to do switches, but not the main switch. And then the thing that I'm not showing is the peak gimmick. You also have, there is things to, well, this had more in it, just spare parts. So that's what you get. Now the wallet itself, and then we'll go over the quality. So the wallet has a number of different features. You have your ID window, which will also house your peak gimmick or device of sorts. It's very unique. It's neat. I'm going to go over that more in a little bit. And then you have, so I'm going to take stuff out as I kind of explain where everything goes. So your ID window. Then you have a working pocket up here. Now this is quite a large pocket, so it'll carry a bunch of cards if you need. You also have working pocket here and here and here. Now this one as well is also quite large. This will hold playing cards, packet tricks, or a number of different things. Here is your load pocket or card to wallet. Then you have the zippered compartment where it goes to. Inside the zippered compartment, I've taken this out because I don't need to use both switches. I'm going to put this back in now to show you kind of how it works, but if it takes too long, I'll just kind of cut. All right, so I have it in there now. So it just allows you to do you can put something here. I guess I'll just kind of demonstrate it. So essentially this just allows you to do a second type of switch. You can put a card in there, close it. You don't have to close it, but you can. And then when you open it back up, you can show the card has changed, right? Or it can be used for multiple outs. So that's one of the switches. That's not the main one. Like I said, I took that out of there just because with everything in there, like if you don't use the additional features, like I don't need two switches, but it is a nice option. If you don't use the additional features, then you know once the wallet's filled, it can make it bulkier having that extra stuff in there. But that's one of the great things about this is they've designed it in a way that, you know, if you want to take certain things out that you aren't using, you can, to slim down the wallet. Now, in the front, you have your peak area. I don't have the peak device in. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. And the main reason is not because I don't like it. I think it's super unique. So basically, once the peak device is in here, as it sits right now, you wouldn't see anything. And then there is a little lever or switch that you just move down, and it activates the window so that you can see the peak. The reason I don't have it in is because without it, this peak functions the same as the Shadow wallet or the Razor wallet, which is my all-time favorite peak wallet, peak method when it comes to wallets, motivation, justification. So for me, the fact that this allows you to use that version of a peak, that's what I use because, yeah, it's my favorite. But the peak device or gimmick does work very well. You get a very clear peak. We're going to go over that as well in the improvements. Okay, so we have load, one switch, peak, and then you have your main switch. So the main switch, let's see, you put a card in, and then you'd have one ready. So yeah, you can put in this card, goes in here, right? Set that down. When you open it back up, it'll have switched. You can show it empty before and after. So if you're familiar with the quiver, right, it works basically the same as that. Okay, so I think I've gone over everything. Yeah, and then the card to wallet or slide, the slide would just go right there. I will note that if you're doing the card to envelope or object to envelope, it's easy to achieve, but you will need to remove this slide, obviously, which I know some people don't love, but it is simple, right? It goes into your back pocket, you put the card in, and then as you're pulling the wallet out, you just set the slide off into your pocket. It comes out very easily. So it is easily done, easily executed. Works really good. With the card to wallet, because it has this little lip or shelf, I guess, you don't need a slide to do the regular card to wallet. It will take some practice to get the right location every time. If you're having trouble, just use the slide, but because of that little lip, you don't necessarily need a slide. You just need to practice getting it in the right position. Okay, quality. So this is where I'm going to go over the improvements. I'm going to show you the wallet up close, and then I'm just going to go to a message. I'd been talking with Tom. He kind of gave me the rundown of improvements that have been made. This is the 4th batch that has come out, and each time they have listened to user feedback and made improvements upon the wallet. So the quality. I don't know how the quality was before in previous versions. I know there were a few issues with certain things. They've all been improved and fixed, but the quality is really, really good. So everything is stitched very well. I've had this now for a couple of weeks. I've been carrying it around. I've been kind of using all the features, and it still looks pristine. It's still all held together exactly as it should be. No stitching has come out. The switch, it's all functioning perfectly. Zippers, the zipper is well made. It's a good quality zipper, I guess I should say. And yeah, nothing's coming apart, no stitching issues or anything like that. Now, let me just go over some of the improvements, because if you have a previous version and some of these things maybe weren't so great for you, you can hear if they've been improved. All right, so I'm just going to kind of read off some of the things. So in the first batch, the black version. So with this wallet, there is a black and a brown version. They're both made out of Crazy Horse leather, so nice durable leather. But in the first batch, the black version, the leather grade wasn't as thick as, you know, maybe they wanted it, or it wasn't as thick as the brown version, so it didn't hold up as well. So this now has a thicker leather to match the brown version. It also used to have kind of a different finish, so now it has a matte finish. The stitching and the lining, so any lining inside, I don't know if you can really see that, but the stitching and the lining has all been improved. So they used a thicker thread, and the high use areas have been reinforced so that yeah, it's not going to tear or rip or come apart. And that was the issue with the first batch, was that it was coming unstitched in certain areas, and because the leather was not so thick, that caused some problems too. The protective covers in the main switch pocket have also been improved. So before they were glued on, now they've been glued on and sewn in, so there really should be no reason for anything to come apart here. I have been using the switch feature off and on for the last couple weeks. It's still in perfect condition. The ID window, in the original version, it was it kind of had a frosted plastic, whereas now it's completely clear. And the last improvement that I know of is that this wallet is just a fraction wider, so it allows you to put in a large envelope, whereas before I'm assuming they would just hold the mediums. So all in all, the quality is really good. I don't see this coming apart anytime soon, if ever. Whatever issues there were, I believe that they've all been addressed and executed very well. Now I will just touch on the Peak device because it is definitely unique. If you've seen the trailer for this, you've seen how it works, where you can see nothing, and then once you put down the switch, you can see the, or I guess I shouldn't say switch since this is also a switch wallet, but once you pull down the kind of lever, then it activates the Peak. So in my experience using the Peak gimmick, it works really good, right? It works exactly as it does in the trailer and exactly how it should. And I don't think there's any issues in clarity or lighting or things like that. Now, maybe if you're in a very, very dim area, it could be difficult. Now, this isn't a privacy screen, but it does somewhat work in that way, not entirely. Honestly, being able to take it out and seeing how it was engineered and put together, it's extremely impressive. Like, there's some science that went into that for sure. So it's a really, really cool device. Again, the only reason I'm not using it is just because so far in any kind of Peak wallet, I've always favored that Shadow Razor wallet Peak, and I can do it with this, so that's the Peak that I'm using. Tutorial and difficulty level, will kind of touch on both of those. The tutorial's quite long. I think it's a few hours, and there's multiple videos on that as well. You got your one kind of long video and then some shorter ones as well that go over a bunch of different things. So the bulk of the tutorial kind of just goes over the wallet and how to use it, how each function works, and then you're also going to learn some routines that utilize each function. The difficulty level, Once you learn how to use everything, this wallet is extremely easy to use. And that's kind of the main thing. When you get this wallet, at first you're going to open it up and you're going to see different parts like this and some of the different things that the wallet does. And at first you're going to go, holy cow, like there is a lot here. And that's exactly what I thought when I first opened it. Usually when I get a wallet, I kind of look it over and I know how everything works. This one, I wasn't sure at first because there's so much in it. But once you watch the tutorial and you kind of spend some time with it, you get to know where everything is, how to use it, and it becomes extremely easy. So in the beginning, first opening this and handling it, it can be somewhat overwhelming for a wallet, but yeah, it doesn't take long, and then it's super easy to use. Angles, setup, reset, arts and crafts. I guess the only angle that you would look at in a wallet would be the peak, I think. And really, if you're using the peak gimmick, there are no angle issues because they can be looking at this basically from any angle. You can set it down once you're done. That's also what I like about the Shadow Wallet peak, is that once you've got your peak, you can set it out or somebody can hold on to it. Same goes, right? So I wouldn't say there's any angle issues with this wallet. Setup and reset, I guess just set the wallet up to look like a wallet, and then the only setup is if you're switching something, make sure what you're going to switch out and in is set up before you do the routine. Can it be examined? So I think for the most part this can be examined. I say it in every wallet video. There's most likely nobody's going to examine your wallet because that's quite a personal item. But since people don't know how the functions work, even if they open up certain things like this, there's nothing to see there. And that's a heavily gimmicked area. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to feel. They're not going to know how to utilize that, whereas you do. So same with even like the peak feature. In order to access the peak pocket, you need to know how the switch feature works, which is great because if they do want to look in here, they see that there's no way that whatever you put in here can be seen. It's not possible. So yeah, I'd say that really there's nothing in this wallet that they are going to find if they examine, even though it is a heavily gimmicked wallet. I think it's very well constructed and very well put together so that it's, well, in all honesty, very, very innocent. Pocket space. So this is somewhat a minimalistic wallet, right? It's flat, it's not a bifold, it's very thin. Even when you have it packed, right? I usually carry like 4 different plastic cards, some business cards, and then if you're carrying any other kind of packet tricks or anything like that, even when this thing was full, it didn't get much bigger. You do also have, like you'll notice here, if you do want to pack the wallet quite full, this also opens up. So you can actually fit like a ton of stuff in here. Now, I probably wouldn't do that, but the option is there. Is it a worker and who would use this? I would say everything that it does, it actually does very, very well. So whether you're using this as a switch, load, peak, or all of the above, I think that this is a great wallet for a worker because it has so many options. So whether you're doing some mental magic or some just straight card magic, this will suit your needs. And what's the price and is it worth your money? So this is $100. Now for everything that it does and for as well as it is constructed and all the improvements that have been made, I would say that the $100 is on par with a lot of other wallets. I'd say this is actually more affordable than a lot of wallets out there that are a multi-function wallet. This is made of a really high quality leather, so the durability is going to be there. I'd say this is definitely worth the money. Now, again, for those of you who got previous versions, if they weren't as high quality as this, then maybe the answer would be different. But since all of these improvements have been made, I would definitely feel good about the price on this and feel like it was well worth the money spent. And finally, pros and cons. Now, originally, yeah, I mean, I'm sure if this wallet would have been falling apart on me, then there would be some negatives. The fact that I have been carrying this around for a couple weeks or more now and using it quite heavily, everything's working perfectly. So I honestly can't really think of any negatives. The fact that, you know, you can take certain things out if you're not using them, I think that's a huge bonus as well, because as much as I do like the peak gimmick, I don't use it because, well, I've explained why. So being able to take that out, I really like. Not needing multiple switch functions, I take this out too. I mean, it doesn't really take up any more space, so I probably could just throw it back in there. But I think you get a lot with this wallet. There's so much you can do with it. And I don't know, I think I kind of touched on all the pros as I went through the wallet. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. If you do want to make sure you're getting the latest version, I would probably recommend ordering from Saturn Magic because I know that they have the newest versions in stock. Other companies like Penguin, Vanishing, any other Murphy's dealers, I don't know if they have the newest versions in stock. So I maybe would inquire before ordering. Anyway, I think I've covered everything that I had on this. Yeah, if you have any questions, just ask them in the comment section below. I'll try to give you an answer, or at least find an answer for you if I don't have it. And with that, we'll see you at the next review.